Sashi Bhushan is Senior Research Analyst, Institutional Equities at Prabhudas Lilladher Private Limited. Sashi, thanks very much for your time. Good morning. Prashant this side. Are these fears justified?
Well, I think little bit overdone. What investors should look for is more about the business momentum and less about these cosmetic cross-currency headwinds that the industry is facing over the last 2 quarters or 2 or 3 quarters. So the better way to look or evaluate these companies would be looking at their constant currency growth and looking at the volume growth. I think those 2 numbers are likely to see healthy growth. Yes, there are a few companies that indicated about the muted growth in this quarter because of either project closure being deferred to or pushed out to the next quarter, or a couple of projects being shelved. But that kind of trouble happens in all the industry. You can't have continuous one-way growth trajectory. So these are small aberrations. I think we are all set for FY16, where growth for industry as a whole is likely to be in mid-teens. That's very much possible, and these are minor irritant or for normally that happens in Q4.
Right. Just for our viewer, one is the big movement that we are seeing in the dollar, right? Dollar appreciation, and the impact that will have on reported margins here, right? And the other is cross currency. Just explain what is cross currency for our viewers. What do you mean when we talk about cross currency?
Okay, so normally these companies report numbers in US dollar terms, and then they translate everything in rupee. When dollar is strengthening against euro, yen, even GBP and Australian dollar, where they actually do their business and where they actually do their billing, and which currency they are doing their billing. So your reported dollar revenue will get impeded by dollar appreciation. Now, this is basically your cross-currency headwind, and if dollar is weakening, then you will have cross-currency tailwind. Now coming on to different currencies outside dollar, which is basically weakening against rupee also. Now that will have an impact on operating margin as well, because your rupee is getting strengthened against euro, pound, Australian dollar, Japanese yen. So you will have some impact on the margin. Having said that, for most of the Indian IT companies, billing with majority of their client happens in dollar. I think there is hardly any company in my coverage universe that will have revenue contribution of more than 25-30% coming from euro or GBP. So most of them will have around 60% plus or 55-60% plus kind of revenue denominated in dollars. So despite having 30%, only 30%, 35% contribution coming from these other currency or denominated in other currency, a 10% or 15% kind of movement in these currencies will have an impact, and that's what we are seeing in this quarter.
Okay, so one is the dollar appreciating against the rupee, the other is dollar appreciating against the euro, pound, etc., other emerging currencies, etc., and then there is currencies like the euro weakening against the rupee, right? Now the third one will impact margins. The first two will have impact on the revenue.
That will have a cosmetic impact on the revenue. When the reported dollar numbers will come on your screen, you will say that, yes, this is 4% growth, but actual growth in constant currency term would be higher than that. A percent point or 2 higher than that.
Right. Okay. And I think Infosys in the last quarter did move on to looking at numbers in constant currency terms, right?
Well, now all the companies report their number in constant currency term also. If not in the press release, at least in the conference call. So companies like Infosys, eClerx and other companies, even Wipro, HCL Tech, all these companies are reporting number in constant currency terms also in the press releases itself. So now that is becoming more of an industry now. Slowly and slowly, I think, even investors are cognizant of the fact that dollar number is not always a true indication of demand environment. Hence, one should look at the constant currency growth that these companies are delivering rather than just looking at the dollar numbers.
Right. How do you get to the constant currency growth? How do you calculate that? What do you look at?
So this is a weighted average. If you're for example, if your euro contribution is 10% and euro depreciated by around 10% against dollar, that will have a 10 basis point impact on the cross currency to reported constant currency to reported dollar revenue. 10% into 10%, that will have a 10 basis point.
No, that's
if it is
so
20,
you basically
20% and 20% pieces.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying, to look at constant currency, you undo that effect, right? You look at the base numbers.
Yeah, when we talk about constant currency term growth, we look at the growth rate in local currency. Now, so your 80%, for example, I'm just for the sake of convenience, I'm taking 80% revenue is denominated in US dollar, and if that is growing at say 4%, and your 20% revenue is growing at say again 6%, okay. When your currency is you are talking about constant currency, then 3.2% growth will come from US dollar and 1.2% growth, if I'm right, and 6% and 1.2, yes. So 1.2, so 4.4% is the constant currency term growth, whereas in dollar term this could be lower.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You got
now
that
let's
Prashant?
Yeah, I got that. I hope our viewers got that as well. But now to come to the basic question of why should one look at constant currency and why not look at the reported numbers, right? Why should one ignore the impact of these forex movement? The only argument I can think of is that longer term investors would like to believe that what currencies will revert back to mean, right?
Okay.
Or some such thing. So these are optical in nature, these are transitory effects. But is that really the case?
Yes, I mean, I'm not advocating that it will revert to mean or currency will move otherwise in longer term. Very honestly speaking, Prashant, I don't have any view on the currency, which way it is going to go. Now, my job as an analyst is to talk about the business environment, talk about the demand environment, and when I am analyzing a company, I should better talk about all these things. Now, a constant currency growth is basically an indication of how your demand environment is panning out. If the demand environment is good, whenever, these currencies are not going to move in one unidirectional way. Yen has depreciated over like 40-50% over the last 6-7 quarters. It is not going to depreciate further by 60-70% over the next 6 quarters. Wherever that stability will come.
Yeah. But what if it does not come back? What if it stays down that much? What happens then?
It doesn't come back. It doesn't come back. No. So it will stay at this level. This will be a new normal. Then the cross currency, after 2 quarters, you will not have cross currency headwinds. Then the reported number and the actual number will be the same, right? I mean, you will not have cross currency headwind.
Yeah, sure. If I am a client, if I am a US company,
currency is not moving.
Large US company. Sure. If I am say General Electric, or no, not a GE, but something, a US company which derives most of its revenues in US dollar terms, would their decision on how much they want to spend on IT budgets be impacted on the dollar movement as well? Because if that gets impacted because of dollar movement, then, I mean, to assume to have revenue assumptions for IT companies in constant currency terms, I mean, is that correct? Wouldn't that need to be lowered a little bit?
No, that's very interesting, Prashant. Okay, so companies there, say S&P 500, the companies which contribute around 50-40% of revenue for Indian IT, their earnings are right now getting impacted because of dollar appreciation. You're absolutely right. But and yes, a part of their spend will also get impacted if dollar keeps on appreciating even from this level. Having said that, if dollar is appreciating, the services they render or services they buy from outsourcing companies like either Capgemini, Accenture, Infy, TCS, that becomes cheaper a bit. Having said that, again, I'm not claiming that if their currency keeps on appreciating, yes, their spending may get impacted over the longer run. But that's a too long a handle to use or to justify the demand environment for Indian IT.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a fair point. We'll leave it there. Interesting conversation, Shashi. Appreciate you coming on, and I hope our viewers sort of made sense of this much often used word, cross-currency fears. Thank you very much.